Hello college football fans! This video will present some amazing value wagers in terms of NCAA football futures bet. I know that some sports bettors disregard those plays because they don't like having their money tied up for a long period of time. I fully disagree with that mindset. Those types of bets tend to be much easier to beat, and in my humble opinion, they are great investments with a high return on investment. Patience pays off, and it makes the season more fun to watch as well. After doing my due diligence, I have found 25 high-confidence betting picks, some having big juicy odds. Most are win totals on specific teams, and we also have a few player prop plays. I'll present a couple of them in this video, while the others are available for the savviest sports investors among you in a special gold package that is readily available for you. And you know what? I'm also offering a staggering guarantee of performance that might get you my famous Super Bowl prop bets, which were sold $147 last year for free. Details towards the end of the video, alright? Can you believe it's only a week away until college football starts back up? The season opens next weekend, the 24th, when the Florida State Seminoles take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets in Ireland. Then most all of the country gets rolling Thursday, August 29th. Can Florida State climb back to the top of the mountain? Can Georgia? Can Michigan repeat? Will Alabama still be Alabama? Lots of questions and intrigue, making the upcoming season full of excitement. Each week, I will provide an analysis and present a few college football picks that I think are great investments for you. My number one goal is to grow your bankroll. So, subscribe to this sports betting channel hosted by the holder of a PhD in statistics, who's been crushing online sportsbooks since 1999. Without further ado, let's dive into the first college football future bet that I absolutely love. Are you ready to rock and roll? Let's go! Football in the ACC is at a critical juncture, and Clemson is at the epicenter. This is a huge year for both Clemson and Florida State football. Since both have put their cards on the table, challenging the ACC's legitimacy, both are in position to stamp this year with an exclamation point that their programs are worthy of being considered among the nation's elite. Florida State has had back-to-back 10-win seasons and seems primed to do it again. While Clemson stumbled to 8-4 in the regular season last year, this year they hold their future relevance in their own hands, and I think their palms are a little sweaty. Dabo Swinney led his Tigers to 12 straight 10-win seasons until last campaign, and I think it's possible he does it again. However, not likely. The win total line is different on different books. I saw it at 8.5 wins for a while, and now a lot of books are back up to 9.5. At 9.5, I like it. I like the under 9.5 wins for Clemson. My projection has Clemson at 8.8 wins, making the under a safe play for me. If you can get it at plus money, I would be okay taking the under 9 wins as well. As far as the roster is concerned, I think Clemson insiders are just that concerned. While the first-line defense will continue to be above average to really good, maybe even the best in the ACC, their offense is questionable. Returning quarterback Cade Klubnik has tons of questions swirling around him. Last year he had several questionable situations where he came up short or just simply made the wrong decision. That has been waiting on him all off-season, and I think Clemson will have him on a short leash. Although the position is usually everybody's favorite player, the backup quarterback, the word out of Tiger country is that they haven't even decided on a backup quarterback. If Klubnik fails, they could possibly give the reins over to a redshirt freshman. Really, there are a lot of questions all over the offense. In addition to a few offensive coaches with literally no coaching experience, there really hasn't been any impressive offensive talent on the roster to step up. Running back Phil Moffa is good, but do they heap the load all onto him? They have plenty of 4- and 5-star players, their recruiting classes are well ranked, but they just have not been able to develop these players recently. Clemson was 98 in the nation last year in explosive plays. Where are the playmakers that made Clemson a national championship contender a few years ago? There were only 4 football programs in the nation that did not add any personnel from the transfer portal. Army, Navy, Air Force, and Clemson. Dabo's reluctance to enter the 21st century is costing their program dearly. They're not developing talent well enough, and they certainly are not bringing in portal talent. Oh. Looking at the schedule, they have 5 almost guaranteed wins. Stanford, Wake, Virginia, the Citadel, and finishing the year at home with in-state rival South Carolina. Sorry, Gamecock fans, no miracle this year. They have 1 for sure loss, Georgia, and 1 probable loss, Florida State. So that makes them 5-2. Week 2 has them versus Appalachian State at night, which could be trouble. App State is a pesky team despite losing some of its talent from last year, especially if Clemson gets demoralized by Georgia in Week 1. The current line has Georgia by 14. Are they strong enough to bounce back against App State? The game is in Death Valley, and they've been resilient at times under their borderline megalomaniac head coach. So we'll assume they fight back and give them this early season win against the Mountaineers. Okay, so that's now 6-2. Then there are 4 other games. At home versus number 24 NC State and Louisville, then on the road versus Virginia Tech and Pitt. They would have to win all 4 of those games to get to eclipse the win total number. All 4! While it's possible, it's not probable. NC State will not be a pushover with transfer Grayson McCall at the helm, and Dave Doran always has something dialed up for Clemson. They could lose to Louisville and overachieving head coach Jeff Brom. At Virginia Tech is a tough place to play. That's a coin toss game for sure. The stock is up on Pitt. That will be a tough game. Clemson lost last time up there in 2021. So they will have to win all 4 to make it. If you really think they can win all 4 of those, then you probably should just pick them to win the ACC at plus 400 odds. I do not. No orange Kool-Aid for me. I think they probably lose at least 2 of those games. I think another 8-4 finish is more likely. So I am on the under 9.5 wins for Clemson in 2024. A lot has been made of conference realignment. This team leaving for that league, this league folding, that league expanding. While there are definitely universities left holding the short straw, Oklahoma and Texas are not. These big money schools struck it even richer by getting an invitation to join the SEC. This year, they begin that journey in what equates to one of the 2 premium leagues of American football. Are they ready to play with the big boys? Or are the big boys ready for the fight that Oklahoma and Texas are bringing to the Southeast? Last year, a 1-loss Texas team and its deep pockets made it to the playoffs, somehow leapfrogging an undefeated team. has shown they can compete. Now let's examine the team that beat Texas last year, Oklahoma. Despite losing in their exhibition bowl game at the end of last year, the Oklahoma Sooners managed to put together a solid 10-2 regular season that saw them finish 12th in the nation last year. A really good showing for second-year head coach Brent Venables. Now entering his third season in Norman, Venables and the Sooners take it to the SEC. On the surface, it seems like a tall task. Leaving a weaker league to join a much stronger league is a large hurdle. Does this program with a proud tradition have what it takes to play a tougher schedule? I think the SEC is in for some extra bruises. The line currently sits at 7.5 wins for Oklahoma. That means 5 losses. The league will make them lose more than 2 for sure, but is it really going to make them lose 3 extra games? I think the SEC bias has gone too far on this one. I like the over 7.5 wins for the 16th ranked Oklahoma Sooners. This is a team that is clearly trying to build around defense. So much so that Oklahoma gave defensive-minded head coach Venables a 6-year extension. We're moving to a tougher conference, okay? Let's build around defense. They are doing just that, trying to make sure they shore up the defense. Senior linebacker and potential All-American Danny Stutzman will captain the squad, while the added prize transfer stud defensive lineman Dominic Williams to bolster arguably one of the most improved defensive units in the country. The real key variable here is quarterback, isn't it always? Last year, Dylan Gabriel led the Sooners offense and he put up some big stats. So much so that Gabriel went to greener pastures to finish his career at Oregon. Gabriel now finds himself as the Heisman favorite entering the year. So why would Oklahoma let a Heisman caliber quarterback just walk away? Oklahoma fans say because sophomore Jackson Arnold is ready for the challenge. The highly touted recruit chose Oklahoma and got his feet wet in 7 games last year. It's always scary to rely on a young quarterback, but there's something different about this one. In camp in Norman, there is a quiet confidence brewing around this young budding star, and Vegas knows it too. They have Arnold as the 11th or 12th best odds to win the Heisman. As a sophomore, my real favorite player on this offense is 4th-year wide receiver Deion Burks. The Purdue transfer looks to be a highlight reel waiting to happen. I've got a prop play I really like on him included in the futures package. Check it out. So, turning to the schedule. Arguably, it's one of the toughest in the nation. The easy part is the almost for sure wins versus Temple, Houston, and Tulane to start the year. And for some reason, they play Maine in November. That's the SEC out-of-conference effect. So there's 4 wins in the bank. Then there's probably a 5th win when South Carolina comes to town, another team I reference in the futures package. Now is where it starts to get a little dicey. We need 3 more wins out of the other 7 games. Good news is they mostly seem like toss-ups, so I like our odds. We'll go in order of the schedule. At home versus Tennessee, coin flip. They have a highly touted QB as well, but this could go either way. At Auburn, I believe Auburn is at least a year away. This one is a little better than a coin flip in my humble opinion. Versus Texas in Dallas. The Red River Shootout is the quintessential coin flip game. Then at number 6, Ole Miss. Not an automatic loss. If Ole Miss has gone off the rails, and I think they will, maybe a win, however, we'll go with percentages, probably a loss. At number 11, Missouri. Coin flip. At home versus Alabama. Not the same Alabama team. Coin flip. At LSU. Maybe the greatest home field environment in the nation. But LSU is not that good. They give up like 50 points a game. However, the fact that it's in Louisiana, coin flip. So, 7 coin flips, just need to win 3 of them. I think they get it done. That's Oklahoma over 7.5 wins. Boomer Sooner. If you want to put your hands on 23 more futures bets with a high ROI, now is the time to act. 5 of those betting tips concern teams that get their season rolling on August 24, so if you wait after that date, you won't be able to grab them. Just to show you how confident I am regarding those plays, let me take the risk on my shoulders with a unique guarantee of performance. If the picks included in the gold package don't do well, I'll give you my Super Bowl prop bets entirely free of charge. Typically, investors receive between 30 and 40 solid bets on the big game, and we had once again a lot of smart bettors grabbing those plays for $147. Here is what needs to happen for the guarantee to take effect. Out of the 25 picks, there are 18 that concern the number of regular season wins by particular teams. In other words, we are betting over or under a certain number of victories. Now, if 9 or fewer of those plays win, you'll get the Super Bowl prop bets for free, unless one of the 4 bets with very high odds hits. In fact, I've included some plays whose odds are plus 5,000, plus 750, plus 300, and plus 1,800. If at least one of them wins, the guarantee won't apply because you will have made solid profit out of it. Now, how much is this exclusive college football gold package? Amazingly enough, the investment required is less than $2 per play. That is $47 in total. Again, keep in mind that you may end up receiving a bonus worth $147 if the college football picks don't fare well, but I'm confident they will crush it again this year. Invest in your sports betting success now by taking advantage of those valuable plays. The link is available in the comments section below, along with the video's description. And that's not it. If you grab the gold package by August 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll give you an additional 10% rebate. Simply use the following code upon checkout. College25. I'm Professor MJ. I'm here to serve you and give you a hand to boost your bankroll. Thanks for watching.